Hey, homies. Welcome to Girls Run These Worlds. Uh oh gosh. My name is Anita. I'm spectacular. I I look good, I dress good, I feel good. And today you're lucky because you get to witness all this goodness along with some truly greatness that I surround myself with and by. Like, my name is Anita. I use she, her pronouns. I will be your game mistress for this little stream of the game we like to call Masks, a new generation. It's teen superhero shit. We fly through the city. We wear like those little Robin masks that like just cover the face and still protect Robin's secret identity. We don't know how, but they do it. Um, and this game has been brought to us by Magpie Games. We're just having a hell of a time together. Um, and gosh, I just need to stop stumbling over my words and introduce my spectacular, wonderful cast already. And I'm gonna start it with the ambassador herself, the girl wonder, and take it away.
Hi, it's me. I'm Anne. I use she, her pronouns, and tonight I'll be playing our girl Wavelength, aka Olivia Dawson, who started remembering a bunch of stuff after having like a super emotional moment with like both of her moms. It's a whole thing, and now the team knows the truth about her. And yeah, I think they're starting to realize that time travel is a bit wonky. See what they do with that.
Uh, Wonky time travel indeed. Um, Arnica, you're up next. Tell the people.
Hi everyone, I'm Arnica. I'm playing Alan James, also known as Captain Jack, and I've been a terrible friend. I've been going through it. I have had some shit popping off. Every time you see me, I'm neck deep in other people's bullshit, talking TVs and Omni women. Have I told my friends any of this? I have not. None of them know shit. I might have told grandma if I hadn't been interrupted, but I was. So now we got to there may be consequences to this. Surely there will be no consequences to not telling my friends any of this. Surely
Um, Grandma truly did not understand half of what Alan James said, but um, gosh, it's so good when the young people say hi. Najra, uh, you're up next. What's good with you?
Hey everyone, I'm Najra. I'm playing Void, the goth edgy bull. And I missed that last game, so we're catching up with the team. Let's see if we can figure this out.
Period. Yeah, next up on the list, Ava. Um, take us away.
My darlings and dears, hello. It's your mother Ava here. I'm going to be playing Clara, also known as Spotlight, playing out of the Star Playbook. Honestly, she just needs a nap, but the girl keeps on working, and the work is not stopping because that's just the influencer hustle, baby. Please let her nap.
Oh, we love burnout. Um, and last but not least, Jen, what's good?
Ho ho ho! Not my mental health. Anyway, hi friends. I am Jen. I will be playing your friendly, local, extremely gay superhero, Penumbra, who by day goes by Tessa, and hopefully one day Clara's girlfriend. We shall see. However, comma. Yeah, that's me.
Intrigue, drama. We love to see it.
Gay.
Um, so a quick review of like what happened last time in the mean streets of Halcyon City. Um, oh gosh, yeah, we started with Penumbra getting her ass beat. Um, yeah, the strange shadow creature was like outside of Penumbra's house, and just like waiting to jump Tessa. Um, Tessa like had earlier like put some cats to sleep with the weird like magic life draining ability that Penumbra's got. So uh Tessa had some like cat-like reflexes, was able to dodge and dip out of the way. And was also like in a weird way facing her fear and just being like, yo, what what
The
are
fuck is
you?
up, bro?
What's happening? Um, and it seemed to have some sort of effect on the shadow creature. Um, Usually y'all don't talk. Usually it just jumps you. Um, Nevertheless, of like how it like went down afterwards. Um, you Tessa immediately called like opened up her phone and like went to like the favorites on the contact list with like little hearts like on the side of each thing. I'm I'm extrapolating now. This is fanon, not canon.
It's no, it's canon. It's canon.
Now it's canon. Hell yeah, it's canon. Um, and we see Spotlight, aka Clara, driving home with her cousin, who when like when Clara like tells her cousin, hey, my friend's in trouble and needs a ride home, immediately recklessly drives, does an illegal U-turn and just bolts to Tessa's location. Um, yeah, Clara's cousin is a homie. Gina. Gina is Clara's cousin's name. Um, and pick up uh they pick up Tessa and drive to 7-Eleven and have like a date. It
Icy.
felt like a date.
It's an
Uh
icy date where I spill my trauma.
yeah, it felt like a date supervised by like your cousins that are 10 years older than you. It was a little wild. But nevertheless, um gosh, yeah, that same night, Livy, it was a long night slash Sunday, Saturday night slash Sunday. It was a very long weekend. Um, yeah, Livy talked to her mom that doesn't want her to be a superhero and is also like, yeah, it was weird. Like Livy's mom had to be like convinced a little bit that like 21-year-old Livy is still like her daughter. It was very traumatic. It was not a lot of good stuff. But yeah, Livy's mom really doesn't want her to be a superhero, but officially like came out to her as the superhero of the pink pilot. And yeah, basically told her not to fuck it up, whatever the mission was. Um, but like lovingly, in a sort of soft way, eventually they got there. Still, it's a lot for a 21-year-old and a 16-year-old's body to sort of take in that scenario. Uh, and the next day, we move on to see Alan James just cruising through the city, doing Alan James type stuff, liberating some resources from some very evil multi-million-dollar corporations. And while we were doing that, uh, we get to a like whole like section, an electronic section of like a very big like superstore. And there's like a wall of televisions, and all of those televisions play Alan James's favorite show when they were like Alan James's brother's favorite show when Alan James was a very young kid. Um, and it seems like the it seems like Alan James's brother speaks to her through the medium, which usually we only have heard the overseers speak to Alan James like in that weird way. Um, it was a lot. Alan James's brother asked her to find him uh, somewhere, like it was sort of like down. It was sort of like referencing the crater that was put down, like when Alan James's brother disappeared. Um, it was a lot. I It was a lot. Um, Alan James had a very long Saturday, Saturday night slash Sunday, but none of that matters because everybody uh, is heading towards Ava's Sunday family dinner. Um, Not Ava's. Lord. Everybody is headed towards Clara's Sunday family dinner. Um, yeah, Ava, we're pulling up at your house. Everyone is coming through. Um,
Honestly, that's cool with me. I can be an NPC in Halcyon City.
uh, but nah, like we go through and like see Clara Romilda's huge family, and everyone like doing the family things. Your favorite cousin Gina, trying to give a sort of jokey shovel talk to Tessa, being like, "So, what are your intentions with my sister?" That was a question that was not uh, really answered really appropriately, but was answered in uh, I guess intros today. We love to see it. Um, but yeah, the whole family like affair is kind of a lot for Clara. And like Clara takes a second to like breathe in a sparsely like populated area of the house. Um, at which point Livy um and yeah, Livy and Alan James sort of like show up along with Tessa. And Livy spills some secrets. Uh, Livy is from the future. Livy looks like 16-year-old Livy, but is actually 21-year-old Livy, which is a neat trick that no one has done before. Um, Livy is trying to avert the apocalypse here. Uh, and the apocalypse is coming, and it has something very big to do with Void. Um, and everybody has been like talking and being like, really? I mean, Violetta's the one with an actual job. Like, Violetta is the responsible one, the one with a job. Violetta is like one of the founding members of this team. Are we really like it's not Violetta? then future visions hijack Livy. And we get confirmation that indeed, at least in Livy's memory, Violetta makes a decision that causes an apocalypse of sorts.
It was Peter Panic's fault.
With
Listen.
some influence.
Listen, okay? Wavelength knows it was Peter Panic's fault.
I'm a blame capitalism instead. I don't want to put too much blame on Peter Panic, but I'm okay with blaming capitalism.
You know, there are many factors. There's
Working at a clothing store can make you mad. Like, that's a fact.
what
I mean,
what can you say? Customers be wildin', truly. Oh God. But as like that sort of like takes place and Livy's like, we really definitely need to check in with um we definitely need to check in with Violetta. Uh in the distance, a very large building on the bay of town uh sort of has an explosion. Um and everybody's like, God, it's Sunday. This is the Lord's Day. We we don't work on the Lord's Day, but we're superheroes, so of course we work on the Lord's Day. Um, and off the four heroes go, walking off into the distance, steeling themselves for a battle. As buildings exploding, that's usually a battle thing. Uh, yeah, Gina, like specifically, Clara's cousin was like, that's a pretty big explosion. Like, can't someone else, anyone else do this? Like, there's the Omni Woman, there's like Pink Pilot, there's a whole bunch of people in this city that do this thing, but nah. Um not the group knows that like it's them or it's nobody. So the four march off. And that is where we ended last volume, unless like my players have anything that I missed that was important to state. Then let us zoom back in as we flip open volume. God, what is it? 4 now? Volume 4 of this comic issue. We've really got to like get a team name together before the end of this issue. But we'll get back to that. Right now, we open up the first page of the comic book, and we see like a sort of splash panel of a familiar block, Violetta's block. Like people are like just getting started. There's probably like a kid like tossing out newspapers throughout the city. Like driving through the block, everybody's like opening up their shops, saying hello to the paper kid as they toss out their wares. And we sort of like zoom in. And there's like a sort of like panel on the side that says earlier that morning. And we zoom into the top of Mrs. Sanchez's bodega. That is the name of the thing. We zoom into the shop of Mrs. Sanchez's bodega. and we find Violetta, um, who is getting ready to go out. Um, Violetta today is a day that like you would have requested off anyway. Because like even if like villains hadn't exploded your job, uh you sort of like know that today is a visitation day for your father. Um, so Mrs. Sanchez has packed a very like a very like good size basket of like um just goodies like finger foods, like things to um send to your father when you go to visit him. Um yeah, like how is Violetta getting ready? How's Violetta getting dressed? What's the vibe like this Sunday morning?
Like Violetta usually wears a uh like mesh tops and band t-shirts and all of that for every other day except for visitation day. Um, for visitation day, she leaves the chains and the pleather harnesses aside, and she just wears like a ripped baggy jeans, uh, like mustard. That's kind of like the only day she wears colors. So like a mustard t-shirt and one of these like fluffy oversized jackets. And that's basically it. She's doing that thing where you are either not wanting to go out or very tired, where you just like pack one thing in your bag and then sit for like 10 or 15 minutes and then pack just one other thing and just like stretching the time to avoid going out. But yeah, that's her morning, just getting ready, asking Mrs. Sanchez if she needs to move anything before she leaves, like trying to be helpful and avoiding the reality that she has to like go out of town and visit her dad.
Um, yeah, Mrs. Sanchez makes sure you eat a very big breakfast. Like this morning, at least like makes a lot of food for you. Um, and like tells you to send your father her love and all of that like good stuff. Um, but like um I think Mrs. Sanchez like gets that it is just heavy for you like every month like that this happens. Um and is trying to support in any way like possible. The cat also like jumps up into your lap like while you're waiting in between and sort of like makes biscuits on your lap and purrs a little bit. Um,
Yeah. Ew. And like as I get like Violeta gets to a point where she knows like it's time, like I cannot extend this anymore or I won't make it. Um,
at exactly that point, the cat stretches like and the nails come out just a little bit, just to like prick you through the jeans and be like, okay, okay.
yeah. I'm at the
And
door.
um, that you walk out the door, catch the buses. It's a little ways like out of your way to get to um, the mental asylum where your dad is being kept. Um, there is like a couple of buses, and like thankfully you like today is a day where the buses decided to be on time, and you're able to like get there in time. Well, maybe thankfully or not so thankfully, to um, get out and see the very tall, very large concrete building that sort of like rests in the middle of the bay. Um, and as you like get off at your bus stop and walk past, you see, yeah, there's a little bit of like, there are memories like here. This has been like a spot that you frequented even before your father went away. There's a playground here, and like everybody around town calls it the ghost playground. Um, there are like, God, like the swing set, the seesaw, the like big thing that goes around and just like around in a circle you can like jump on, and if a bunch of kids are on it, it goes super fast. um like all of that, the slide, the jungle gym, everything is almost always in use. um there are always spirits like swinging like up and back and forth. And like sometimes you can see them, sometimes they are invisible. Like this is a spot for ghost kids, and like the locals just always, there's like a cadre of people that like leave juice boxes out like once a week, that like do offerings and such. Nobody really knows like where these kids came from. They've been around since you were like too young to remember. But you used to come to this playground for some reason. Your dad really liked taking you here. Um, like, and I would love to hear about a memory that like comes across of you and your dad at this playground um, in a time before.
Um, she probably came with her dad, who is um who likes science a lot. He's not necessarily a scientist, but he likes science and stuff. And he would bring her here to explain her about the ghosts and like what was known, what wasn't known. Uh, she always brings like a sandwich split in like 12 little bite sections, uh, and leaves it on the side. Um, she's not scared of them. She would always ask if she could play with them. Like she has never been scared of ghosts or the unknown.
Um, Beautiful. And um, the memory passes. And yeah, you see like you see a kid just like hanging from the monkey bars, that like obviously a ghost kid, but like it's just like looking at you as you're like lost in this revelry for a second. Um, and it looks like this kid is just like chewing gum and just staring. What do you do?
I'll put the basket on kind of like the edge of it and start like pulling out this sandwich that she's been bringing here for the last like 18 years of her life. Um, be like, hey kiddo, you hungry?
Um, ooh. Um, Yeah, I sort of want this to be a role.
Um,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what role this would be. Um,
While you're thinking, thank you to this anonymous gifter who just gave away 5 subs.
Ooh,
So huge
Yo,
thank you, whoever you
thank
are.
you.
Thank you for supporting us.
thank you so much,
We
Anon.
love you so much.
Vibes. Gosh. Yeah, I think this is um I think this is a comfort and support role. I think that's what this is.
Okay. So what do I roll?
So you roll plus mundane.
Less mundane. Ooh, less mundane. That's a 4.
Oh,
I'm I'm not I'm not a very social person.
um, yeah. Go ahead and mark potential.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, I think yeah, I think as you like stare at gum chewing kid and sort of like, hey, want something? And sort of like present some food. Um, you we sort of like there's a panel that sort of zooms in to the kid's face. And usually the kids here aren't creepy kids. Usually they just look like regular kids, just like translucent on the playground. This kid sort of mirrors that, but is like also in a uncanny valley type. The eyes are completely pupilless. Like the nose is like just two slits in their face. Um, and yeah, there's when this kid speaks, and the kids don't usually speak. Um, there are like you can see sharp teeth like beneath. Um, and this kid, like at that missed comfort and support role, starts mouthing words. Like the words don't like match up to what is like being said. It looks like this kid is saying a lot more, but you hear the age of superheroes is coming to a close.
Violetta is gonna do like the same phase, like the same a bit creeped out phase because this is a first for her. Um, she's just gonna slowly put the sandwich down, pick the basket, and start going inside. Like,
Yeah, as you put the sandwich down, like and pick up your basket, the kid's face like shifts back, and that's a normal kid again. And like there's the familiar wide-eyed look, gasp, like it looks like they're calling to everybody else and like running up to get some PB&J. Um, yeah, there's no like hints of like what was happening before. Um, but you sort of pick up your basket and head inside. Um, yeah, once you get inside, the caretakers in the facility like check your bag, um, make sure that it's just the regular like things that Mrs. Sanchez always like brings to your dad, like in these once a month meetings. Yeah, I'm curious, what's in the bag?
It's mostly stuff like empanadas and filled in pupusas and
Mm,
like very homey food that he's not getting anywhere near this facility.
facts. And yeah, like you are able to pass through and come into um a uh come into a room. Um oh, is there a noise that's happening in the yeah, is my audio okay? Is a thing that I should ask right now.
Yours was. It was. I couldn't tell if it was actually. I occasionally have an audio. I occasionally have a series of bizarre audio hallucinations, and it was happening just sporadically enough that I actually had to check in with the chat to see if other
Vibes.
people were hearing it or if it was just happening to me.
Word. Okay. We all good? All right. Um well, but like you enter sort of the room. There are like as usual about like four or five other like people in this room that are visiting with their family members and friends and um, whatever that are sort of getting care here. Um, and I would ask you, Violetta, to describe your father um, and how he looks as he stands to see you like come through the door.
Um, the first thing or the most noticeable thing is that he looks very not menacing. Like he's kind of scrawny, he wears glasses, he's like a darker Latino, like he's a mix of the black blood in his blood. And he wears like big glasses to read, and he's just reading a book um in Spanish. Uh Something that is like classical poetry or something like that. Um and he just stands up and gives like the biggest, warmest smile that if no one knew that he was Black Star, they would have no idea.
Yeah, in indeed, like your father like stands like you are probably as tall, if not taller than like your dad. Um, and like yeah, it's just a very weird like feeling like because you yeah, I will say what happens. He stands like he gives you that beaming smile and he says Mija, it is so good to see you. Um, and he opens up his arms for a hug. I'm not sure. Well, is that your relationship anymore? Like, do you still hug your dad when you see him?
Yeah, yeah. I just dropped the basket on the table and I hug him really hard. Like
Mm. Ooh.
the reticence to visit him, like the feeling to not want to go is not about him, but the place he's in. Like it's very hard for her to see him locked in.
Yeah, it's very like for a second you see your dad and are filled with some really good feelings. And then you like pick him up and squeeze him, and uh, he says, "Oh, Mia, you're so strong." Uh,
Oops.
um, and you sort of like feel like up against your shoulder the power dampening collar that is around his neck. And you look around to the very like white walls, neutral tones like of the furniture, and like are reminded of just like, oh, this is what this is. Dad is stuck here. Um, but he like puts his book to the side, like goes like um sort of like um after the hug, sort of like holds you at arm's length for a little bit and just apprises you. You are growing up so fast. Sit, tell me everything that has been happening. What is going on in your life?
I feel the biggest thing that's going on is that you remember the person that used to be on the team that went kind of bad and all of that. They got more power and like magical items and crazy stuff going on, and they beat us up so hard the day before yesterday.
Um, yeah, I think that um gosh, I think that like Phoebe Phoebe betraying y'all was like a very recent thing. I'm not sure that like you've seen your dad since um um like maybe you've written him about like Phoebe like sort of um shifting over to the side of the villains. And upon hearing that like Phoebe is specifically dabbling in magic, um, I think your dad sort of like sits back in his chair for a second, and a very far away look just like passes across his face. And he's sort of like, you can tell, stuck in a moment.
Have you seen anything like that before, Dad?
Um, you know that, yeah, I'll say that like you actually know that your father, very respected scientist, somehow dabbled in magic, um, and like something about like the magic took hold of him um, in a way that sort of like the way that he talks about it is that when when he was like when he was locked in with magic, and when he was like he started being a villain like after the magic took hold, and when he was like in that state of like power and um a little bit of just like being off, um I think your um
I've just
your
triggered
dad
my
says
dad.
that, yeah, your your dad says that like there was purpose there and it made so much sense. He sort of like compares it to like that ant metaphor of like if you are an ant and the suddenly an ant that like crawls across like a computer keyboard suddenly for a second understands, oh, this is a computer. This is like used to help humans like communicate ideas. Here's the math behind it. Here's the engineering behind it. And then suddenly, as soon as you exit that keyboard, you're just an ant again. And you know that like there was some great divine huger than you system that was just in your reach a second before and now it's gone. um like that's sort of like
Yeah,
the
and
vibe of like
search for
once
power.
yeah like that once that connection to magic through these collars that he's wearing was severed, um there is like there's a whole yeah once that connection was severed there's a hole there, um and like your dad is thankful for that hole, thankful for these collars, like thankful for like I he does not know how like what life decisions led him to a fight, a super fight with the Omni Woman, but he is glad that like
That's
those
over.
are behind him. Um, but he still like has like apprehension with magic. And he says that Phoebe, she was close to you. Uh, like you
Yeah.
started being a hero together with Phoebe, right? Um,
Yeah, it's a bit confusing because they want to call themselves Peter Panic now, and
oh,
they try to create a lot of damage. It wasn't just like rob an ATM or something like that. They try to take down an entire floor over people in a mall.
um, yeah, I think your dad is going to take your hands and just say, I know this must be a very confusing time for you, Mia. I'm I'm very sorry that you're losing your friend in this way. Um, have you have you tried talking to her since the whole split?
I'm afraid that if I do, and the Omni Woman catches it, I'll end up here with you. I don't think she trusts me or cares enough to listen to me.
Oh, uh, your old man's heart breaks in front of you. Um, and you sort of like the grip tightens um, on your hands, and he just sort of says, "You are a good kid, Violetza. Um, I've known that ever since the day you were born. And though I don't know what I was doing when I changed you, I know that some part of me always knew that if there is a hero that would change things, change the city, change our home for the better, it would be you. Um, and I just know that when I was in my villain era, um, I would have given anything for a friend like you to pull me back from magic, from anything, from everything. And I know that whatever you do with your friend Phoebe, that you are going to make the right choice. Um, I think your dad is trying to use his influence over you to shift your labels.
Ooh.
So um, I think, let me like look at these. Yeah, I think that he is trying to shift your savior up,
Okay.
and your, gosh, yeah, he's trying to shift your savior up. Uh, and yeah, I think he's trying to shift your superior down. Do
Okay.
you accept this shift in labels that your dad is
I,
trying to give you?
yeah, accept.
Um,
I tell him, like, the hero I am, because of you. It's always been just the two of us, and thankfully you also taught me to be smart and to ask for help. And if someone can maybe help us contact Phoebe without the Omni Woman knowing, it's most likely my team.
um, yeah, he's gonna put a hand to your cheek, um, and um, y'all begin opening up Senora Sanchez's like sort of basket, and the you get into the empanadas. Like your dad like goes in on those pupusas, like truly like forgetting manners, like type of stuff. And for a second you're embarrassed, but like it's a good like feeling. Um, and like the time passes quickly, and we see like panels of like um y'all, like panels of um like Violetta's father just like with food all up like on the face, and like um then
That's the
there's like
way.
yeah, and then there's like a panel of Violetta and her dad laughing, um and like there is a good like there's a good 2 hours of vegetation that like you're able to have, but the time passes quickly, and it is time to go. Um, yeah, like you sort of like how do you feel as like the caretakers in the institution sort of like um announce 5 minutes before like um this sort of closes?
It's is the foreshadowing of like 1,000 buys before, like it's the same every time. It's just not enough time. Um, when she drops a package with a couple more books, gives it to him, starts picking up the mess of the food. Um, and just before leaving, tells him, uh, "See you next month. Let me know what you need, and if anyone's being an asshole here, just give me their names. I'll figure something out."
uh Roll to pierce the mask for me.
What's that? That's the first time I've done that.
Yeah, I think that's a roll
Mundane.
for
It's
mundane as
plus
well.
2. Yeah. Not my best. Ooh, that's good. That's a 12.
Oh my goodness. Um, yeah, gosh, what happens on
Oh, well, it's an
Pierce the
11.
Mask
It's a
roll?
minus 1.
Oh wow, two sixes. We love to see it. Yeah, you can ask 3 questions from this list, and then I will tell you something as well on top of it.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask, what do you want me to do? Uh, what are you really planning? So I want those, I guess those two first.
Those two first.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do? Um, oh, that's a hard question. Um, you can like it's you've always been able to like read your dad a little bit better when you like go on these things. Something about the magic that he expended to like sort of shift your biology sort of like makes you way more in tune than you were before. Um, and I think that like, what do you want me to do? I think the answer to that is that he wants you to he wants you to like live your best life. Like he wants you to be moral and good and follow like your heart and your instincts. And he desperately wants you to be safe. And the fact that you brought up that the Omni Woman might be watching, um, the Omni Woman is so scary to him. That is like one of the like he used to joke that like if you learn from any one of my mistakes, it is do not fight the Omni Woman. Um, it's just a bad idea. Um, and the fact that you might be getting negative attention from the Omni Woman is terrifying him. Um, what are you planning? Um, well, I will give you the little bit of extra now. He really, really, his biggest regret that you've sort of like been understanding this as you've like come to visit him month after month, but like his biggest regret is not being there to raise you, like during these last however many years of like his absence. Um, that is his biggest regret. Um, and he, for a second, there's a glimmer of him thinking about trying to escape this place. You know that he has considered it and weighed pros and cons and is still like in the considering weighing pros and cons, like, and is also understanding that, hey, without this like collar, I might go a little wacko. So that's another thing to consider if that like breaks and on my like way out of here and I don't have time to build a new one. Um, he's got a lot of mixed up feelings. He loves you. Uh, and he wants so much for you and he wants to do so much for you and he is not in a position to do so. Um, you have a third question.
Um, I think um I think it's going to be just that those are very similar. Uh, how could I get your character to feel more confident that I will be fine? Like how do I calm that anxiety?
Oh gosh. An excellent question. Um, how does that happen? How do you get a parent to stop worrying about their child?
Yeah.
Um, like, um, God, like, you know that, like, as far as your father's like biggest fears go, it's like magic, Omni Woman, then I don't know, what's your father's third biggest fear? Like you are in
Me,
the middle of magic and Omni
yeah.
Woman right now. So
And not
getting
having the chance to not go to college.
hmm, oh shit. Damn.
Yeah.
Oof. Uh, damn. Yeah, magic, Omni Woman, not being able to send you to college. Ooh, that's and you're batting 3 for 3 right now on the list of
Yeah.
dad's biggest fears. So um maybe like doing something to like separate you and your friend from like the magic that y'all are experiencing and or doing something to like get the Omni Woman to like be chill with you um, would probably help out. Um, so I want you to remember those answers that we have gone through because like whenever you roll to like make those answers like happen, um, you have a +1 like to like doing those things. So you should make a note of that.
On my
uh,
way out, I want to call the team. I'm gonna make like a call with everyone.
ooh, okay.
Party line.
Yeah, cell service inside of here is
like going out.
Yeah.
As soon as I get out of the building, closer to the ghost park, gonna call everyone.
Yeah. Cell service around here is like jank. Um, but you sort of like get out and like as you make your way closer to the ghost park, um, you see a familiar face. Um, and Phoebe O is there in civilian clothes on the jungle gym, sort of like, well, not on the jungle gym, on the swing, uh, sort of just like going back and forth. You're on the phone calling your team.
I'm gonna keep the call open.
Nice.
Just gonna like lay my phone on my shoulder so they cannot see what's going on my phone.
Okay. Um,
Do all of our phones ring at the same time at
you gotta
Clara's house?
you gotta choose one. I don't think you can make like
Well,
a
I
call
mean,
to
you
four
could
people. Can
you
you?
can do a conference call. Like
Yeah,
you could do
you
like
can-
three-way
Can do a
calling.
conference call.
You technically can't do a conference call.
I'm
I
doing
mean-
conference.
Technology.
You could. I mean,
Yeah.
like she could have opened like her Discord and just called the group.
I was about to say she could open Discord.
Yeah, the group
One of us will
chat.
open.
Yeah,
I
like
think
the
I think
WhatsApp
the
group
Technology.
Halcyon City
chat.
We
version is
love to
called
see
like
it.
I
Oh
don't know,
no.
just called
I'm
contention
sorry.
instead.
All of you froze for a second.
Oh
But
no,
everyone's phones go off at the same time. It's Violetta and Livy's just like just
Bye. Bye.
she's so freaked out because she just had this conversation with her friend. She's like, guys, it's Violetta. Just
Again,
like the right timing.
Again, I still think it's gonna be Captain Jack that goes evil first. I still don't get that. I don't think it's Void. We all collectively agree it is Captain Jack, right?
Someone answer it.
Okay. Hold on. She'll answer. Hello?
As soon as I hear like you know that you can kind of hear that someone's on the phone. Even if it's not on speaker, I'm gonna be like, "Hi, Phoebe," and I'm just gonna like drop it down a little bit to just
Claire's
like
putting herself on mute.
so it's not like, yeah, you probably will not be able to hear me, but you can probably hear them. So I'm gonna be like, "Hi, Phoebe, what's up?"
Oh gosh. Yeah, I'm sorry. My internet connection was unstable for a second. Um, and yeah, I'm not completely sure what just happened. You called
Yeah,
the gang.
Clara picked up, and as soon as I could like hear a voice, like something in the phone, I was like, "Hey, Phoebe, what's up?" Kind of dropped the phone a little bit so it's not that obvious that it's like here.
Facts. Okay. Gosh, what role is this?
I don't know. I'm scared
Yeah.
because if anyone's
I
watching, I have rolled well like 3 times this entire game. So I'm scared.
Manifesting.
Look, you're
Manifesting
just
for you.
full of potential.
Yeah.
so much potential. I once, God, I feel like this is an assess the situation.
Okay.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll plus superior.
Okay. It's a 9.
9. Mixed success. Um, Yeah, you can go ahead and ask one question. Uh, and whatever question you ask, you take +1 while acting on the answers. Um, so go ahead
Okay.
and
I'm gonna ask what here is the greatest danger? Just looking around and seeing, like, are they alone? Do they have like weird mannequin, weird magic? Like, is there something weird around them that it's more dangerous to me than them?
huh, um, as you're like walking up and you're like, hey, Phoebe, you're getting like your allies on the phone and like they are able to listen in to this entire conversation. Um, I think Phoebe sort of like has been playing like a game with the kids on with the kid that's like on the swing set and like noticing you sort of like an oops sort of happens like oh wow I how did I forget that um one how did I forget that like Violetta is this is Violetta's like week to visit her dad and um I think yeah also you get like what here is in the most danger. I think Phoebe is in the most danger like to herself. Phoebe has come here, is in civilian clothes, and is like communicating with the ghost kids in a very like usually you can't play with the ghost kids, but maybe if you're magic, you can. Um,
And as far as I remember, Zen powers were not magical at all.
they weren't magic; they were
Okay.
biological. Um,
Okay.
like you know that like she used to come here like you two used to come here when like you needed some time away from the orphanage and it's Phoebe is like that sort of forgetfulness is a little bit reminiscent of your father and how he was in retrospect.
Okay. Uh, I'm gonna say you remember then. Thanks for coming. With a little bit of sarcasm.
um I think yeah with that hit on a with that hit on a assess the situation roll, I think you see just like a flash of shame that like gets covered up. And she like sort of goes to like fiddle with her hair and like where there is a white headscarf, she sort of like takes it off and waves it in the air. Parlay?
Yeah, I'm not in the mood to fight today.
Um, like there is an open swing like on the other side of her that is not occupied by a ghost kid.
Um, I'm gonna go by the swing, but not sit on the swing, but just like lay my back on one of the like pipes of the park to be like more face to face with them. Uh
Um, and as like, I think we like end on, I think we take our break on just a full page panel of Violetta leaning up against like the side of the swing set, and Phoebe O sitting in the swing, and them just looking at each other. Uh, Friends turned diametrically opposed foes. But with that, we've reached our halfway point. It's time to get a little bit of water, a little bit of snacks. I know I'm about to go in on an apple. I'm looking forward to it. Apples are a really good snack.
Keep
And I
that
haven't
doctor away. Hell
hydrated.
yeah.
And I haven't
Huh?
hydrated as much as I've needed to today.
Also, a huge thank you again for another anonymous gifter for fucking 5 more subs. Thank you so much. We love you.
Hey yo, like
We are out here.
truly,
Damn.
we got the dopest audience around. Um, like we have the dopest community around. Like the fact that like y'all that are watching the stream like feel for this and like are investing in this. Y'all are the dopest. And I love y'all deeply. We are going to take a 5-minute break because I love y'all deeply. Remember to get your water, get your meds. We're going to take like 15 minutes. Please, well, everybody, everybody's already subscribing to the Twitch channel, and we love y'all for that. Also, drop a follow in the YouTube channel. All of our stuff is going to be like here. If you want like a recap of like things that happened last time in Halcyon City, go to the YouTube channel. Please keep subscribing to this Twitch. We will see y'all in about 15 minutes. Yeah, where we'll get back to some hero villain shenanigans. Peace, y'all.
Love you. You're muted, Anita.
Yeah, that'll happen. Oh gosh. Now I'm embarrassed. It's okay. Hi, everybody in the Girls Run These Worlds community. Um, I'm Anita. I'm that girl. We're playing masks and just having a ball while we're at it. Um, gosh. Um, yeah, I'm all right. Everyone tell me how we feel about this. I feel like I want to low key retcon that, like, y'all started going at when you heard the explosions. Maybe y'all just started like heading out like when you got the call, because that feels feasible.
If we're hearing Peter Panic's voice over a phone, then I feel like we might want to hit the road real fast.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're on the road. You're hitting it. What is the Batmobile for these teams? Do you have a Batmobile?
It's like a
Are
band van.
y'all
Livy
are
came on a bus, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, does anyone
Mm.
have a license slash car, or are we taking the bus to save the world? Or are we
I
running through the
think
streets?
License,
I
yes. Car, no.
license as well. I'm gonna see if I can convince my cousin to take her car.
Oh, Gina.
Ooh.
All right.
If we're gonna keep
Let
saving
me.
the world, one of us has to be sponsored by Honda or something. Because this is
I'm
Oh
working
my
on it. Don't worry, I'm
goodness.
working on it.
we need a Ford.
Yo. All right. This is a roll. This
Oh,
is a roll
okay.
of some kind. Um, God, what kind of roll is it? Hmm. I I want to say this is an unleash your powers roll.
Ooh,
Um,
okay.
yeah.
That
So go
is.
ahead and roll plus freak.
Oh, freak. Gosh
Oh
dang it.
no, I'm so sorry.
Okay. It's okay. It's okay. I was trying to see if there was a way I could use a start
Well,
move, but
gosh, you can either unleash your powers or you can provoke someone, and that's plus superior.
I want to do superior.
Go ahead and try to provoke your cousin Gina into letting you use the car.
Okay.
Go to drive the car towards an explosion. That is what you are asking of your cousin.
Well, has the explosion happened yet, or is it
It
still
has
during the
not happened
conversations?
yet. You're
Okay.
right.
Okay.
But your cousin does know that you're going to do superhero shit.
Yeah.
And like that is a beat up car. Um,
That is my superior. It's a 9.
um, yeah, everybody, you got team points.
We do, we do.
If someone has a way to like assist Clara in this role to bump it up to a 10, you can do that. Or we can keep it at a 9.
I could try to kind of add on to what Clara's saying and be like, we're going to be safer going in a car than we would on foot, especially if we have to get away again.
Yeah.
Cousin, let me tell you, real just quick. My other teammate's on the phone. She is talking with my former teammate. You remember that bullshit that happened with on the former teammate? She is talking with her right now. We can't be having this shit. I will give you the lowdown later. If you want, I will clean your room for 2 weeks as well. But your car has a sunroof. I can still absorb some light while we're going. Please, we need to take the car.
Also, it'll be safer if we have to get away real fast.
Um,
I'm in love with your cousin.
It is. It is painful. But you see her like go for her purse, like take out the keys. You see like her partner like go up and like put a hand on the shoulder be like,
I know.
it's okay.
I would not ask unless it's really, really important.
Tosses you the keys and says, go save the world, hero.
Again, I'll tell you everything when I come back. And again, I'll clean your room for 2 weeks.
Go save the world.
Okay. She gives like cheek kisses and she'll hug the boyfriend and then okay, everyone, go, go, go.
Before she changes her mind.
Yes. Thank you, Gina. Bye, Grandma.
Yeah. Like as this is happening, um, yeah, I say, as we're like running towards the car, um, I think Livy.
Did you all hang up on me?
No.
No, no, no. We
No,
still
you're-
have you on speaker.
There's
I'm
like a
just
tiny,
we
tinny
have the phone
voice.
muted.
There's like a tiny, tinny voice coming out of your shoulder, just being like, "No, no, no, we need the car."
Oh
No, the phone's
no,
muted. Don't worry.
all the
Okay,
phones
cool.
are muted. We're good. um, but yeah, I think Livy, um,
Yeah.
as you've had a long day, you're feeling headachy, a little lightheaded. This is, yeah, this is a very like packed in sort of car. It's, well, it's not very packed in. There are only four of you. Like, there are two in the front seat, two in the back seat. I don't know who called shotgun. Y'all can figure that out on your own. um, Alan James is in shotgun. um, and like Livy, I feel like you hop in the back
Yep.
and start feeling a little lightheaded again. And I want you to go ahead and make that roll that you always make at the beginning of the session.
Oh, is this the plus savior? Yeah,
It's
plus.
detailed in your playbook.
Okay. Yeah, it's the plus savior, I think. All right, let me see which of my d6 should I go with. Okay, let me double check. At the start of each session, okay, here we go. Oh, it's plus savior. Oh, sick. Okay, here we go. I rolled an 8.
Eight.
So
Tell me what happens on a mixed success.
you found a lead. Choose one figure above or one aspect of the future world, and the GM will tell you what you have to learn, or what is it? What is it? Will tell you what lead you have to learn about their path. Okay.
Yeah.
To learn more about their path. Okay. So basically, I get a piece of information about one of the 3 people on my list. So, I have a lead. Can I say I have a lead on Peter Panic? Yeah.
Yes, you
Okay.
can. And sort of like as you're like rushed in the car, like lock, like buckle in your seatbelt, you sort of like That's So Raven space out like into another vision of the future.
Oh God.
Hmm. I think yeah, I think that like in the future, uh I think we return to that like underground place um that we were sort of in the last time you had this type of vision. Um and you see that like last time this happened, Peter Panic was there.
Mm.
Um, and I think specifically Peter Panic got hurt in some way that was like in some way that was hard to track. Like Peter Panic was hurt and then like carried off somewhere that like the team didn't know where. Um, and that sort of really influenced Violetta, and was like a very big part in um, Violetta like turning against the party to like join up with whatever nefarious purposes like caused this apocalypse. And I think um yeah, there's a conviction and a vibe of just like in this moment, you know that Peter Panic is just a pawn. Like it's not the architect of this, has maybe been fooled or tricked a little bit. Um, but there is a looming presence that you like get in this like vision of the future, that like the purple lights that sort of like just so faintly illuminate the darkness. It's almost like those deep sea like animals that are like bioluminescent, like just like that is the tiny bit of purple light that is illuminating this incredibly dark space. Um, and you're getting like a vibe of just like pressure and like presence from this like figure, fast moving figure. And you know that like whatever this purple movement is, that is the real architect behind the apocalypse. That is this person that like has been has sort of like influenced Phoebe O and like helped her create this persona of Peter Panic. This person is really like a big influence here. Um, and you you sort of like as you realize this, you hear that voice again. That's been it's a familiar voice. You know this voice. It is just on just a slightly changed wavelength from you. Um, and I think you,
Oh,
and I think you, what do you do? As like you feel like
do
this
so
voice is close
I
to
feel like I
being
know
intelligible.
this voice.
You know this
Can
voice.
can I roll plus memories on this voice and try to figure out who it is?
Please, please roll plus memories on this voice to figure out who it is.
Okay, just give me one moment. Uh I'm gonna take another condition, and I think I'm going to take um oh shoot, no, I have two conditions. I have afraid and hopeless. Okay. I guess I can't take afraid again. I'm gonna take insecure as a condition, and then I'm going to roll. I rolled a 7. So
This is
on a hit, you connect who they are now to who they are in the future.
this is so fitting that you rolled insecure, that you rolled this and got insecure. As you reach out and try to connect, like, and try to even like use your mind powers to alter your brain waves and like get on the same wavelength as this creature, you hear your own voice.
So
16 years old.
as part of this successful hit, I'm supposed to give this person a label out of the ones that are left. I have martyr. Well, hold on. You wait. Do I? Oh, I choose the role. Oh, that seems really weird because that's my 16-year-old self. Okay. Um, I don't know which of the words fit.
Oh,
Okay.
what do you have left?
I have I have corruptor, martyr, and builder. I don't know. Pick one, Anita. Pick one that fits with your plans. I'm supposed to pick. I'm
You I can pick for you. Unless you have something that you want to like take control of in this narrative right
I have
now.
no idea. I'm inclined to pick builder, but I'm not really sure what that means.
As am I. Uh,
Okay. I love that we're on the same page. Let me fill that in.
on the same wavelength, you could say. Um,
I'm so glad
I
that you got to it
am.
before I did.
I am
Good
so
night,
sorry.
everyone. I'll see you next week. I'm
I'm so
done.
sorry. I'm. I'm not sorry, everyone. But here's where we are. Gosh. Um, wavelength. You remember yourself. You remember who you were. Everything is the same in this past, except the fact that you're different. 16-year-old you was here, and 16-year-old you wanted to be a hero and was training like her psionics a lot to make that happen. And you've been trying very, very hard to forget about her. But in this moment, when you are faced with when you're faced with yourself, you know, your mission here, what it is you're doing, and who it is you are. You remember 16-year-old you, and you hear a distinct voice that is not your own memories, that is not your own like conscience. It is another psionic presence
Get the hell out of my brain.
that says, oh God, what are, it only has, she only has time for one short sentence. Um, and I think she says, uh, give me back my body. And you feel a presence that, and you feel like the wavelengths of psionic energy that you like melded with to like make this connection and hear this voice get stronger and more intense. And you pry yourself away and shut it off and shut it down. And you're back in the car. And we'll kick it over to Peter Panic uh, and Violetta. Phoebe and Violetta. And Phoebe is sort of like on the swing. And is just saying, it's very awkward. Last time y'all saw each other, you were in a super battle, and it wasn't easy. And I think you can see that it like hasn't been easy on her either. She the bags under her eyes have gotten like a lot deeper and darker. The bags under her eyes have gotten deeper and darker lately. Well, today when you like uh sort of meet with Sir and see sort of says how's dad?
He's fine. You remind me a little bit of him.
Oh, good things? Probably not good things.
I don't. No, I don't think they're necessarily bad. It's just different. Remember how I told you that I was turned by some like crazy, weird powers that he had? That reminds me of you. Of what you've become.
What? Tasha. I'm still the same old Phoebe. Just with some new information. A little more focus. You
I
know,
don't
I'm
know what
trying to do the right thing here, right?
every great tyrant has believed that through history.
I'm a tyrant now.
I didn't say that. I said they believed the same you do. I don't know who you are anymore.
Something's gotta change, V.
I agree on that. I don't think dropping a ceiling on innocent bystanders is the way, though.
Hmm. Um, yeah, I think she sort of like sort of giggles to herself and says like, I the ceiling would not have dropped on innocent bystanders. You were there. You're a good hero. I'm not trying to hurt people. I'm trying to stop the hurt. There's
So
a lot there's a lot of like change that happens that's always just like not change at all. And I'm really sick of saving the day in a way that doesn't matter. Linked up with some folks that are saving the day in a way that matters.
I think every saving matters because it's not about if it matters to Omni Woman or to the media or to whoever, is about the people that we have around us. You used to believe that too. I just don't know what happened.
God. I want there to be some type of role here. Like,
I'm scared.
are you? Yeah, you're trying to like change, like you're trying to change.
I, I think if anything, I'm trying to pierce the mask on them to try try to get more information that my team can listen while I will, like, I'm hoping they can get here at some point. I which I don't know if it's gonna happen or not, and I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to get them to give me more information about what's going on.
Vibes. Yeah, go ahead and pierce the mask. Yeah,
My worst role. This is great. Ooh, it's an 8. It's not that bad.
an 8. Um, yeah, you get to ask one.
Uh, what are you really planning? That's the question. Like, how far, where do you want to take this?
Um, yeah. See, sort of like he sort of like stops swinging, like um the creak of the swing set sort of comes to an abrupt halt. And I think he sort of like stands up to meet your eyes. Um and says, um this city isn't normal, you know, like strange things, like weird things with a Y, like it's strange and wrong the way that both of our parents got taken from us. And And it's really made me think, like, what real use is this super society? It just makes it possible for even worse things to happen, you know? So, I'm working with some people that are going to de-escalate all of this shit. This isn't sustainable. If we got an evil Omni woman, I don't know what I would do. Um, I'm working to make the city better. And I'd like you to trust me in what I'm doing. I don't want to hurt anybody.
I'd trust you if you told me who gave you the magic.
Um, yeah, I think, oof. Yeah, I think
I'm gonna try to
you
check
see,
if they're wearing the same necklace they were wearing. If they replaced it. I think Tessa grabbed it. I
yeah,
want to check if they replaced it.
go ahead and assess the situation for me.
Oh god, I'm scared.
Yeah, that's a plus superior roll.
Okay, okay, okay. Oh, 0. Great. That's a 2.
Oh,
So I'll mark my potential.
Did you roll
yeah,
two
that.
ones?
Is there
I
a
rolled
way
2
for
ones.
us to like manifest through the muted phone something to help void out? Like, can I give my superiority to
I don't
Violetta in
think
this
anything
moment?
can save us from double ones.
I know, I just
Yeah.
want
Yeah,
to know.
like
With double ones, even if all 4 of you were to spend a team to help, that would push it
yeah.
to a 6, which is still not
Yeah.
What
not a
if we had an
success.
extra +1 for every pair of glasses that sunglasses that Captain Jack stole?
What
Please,
if we had a +1 for the hat? It is Carmen Sandiego hat.
+1 for the car.
I
+1 for
need
the
you.
car.
In
I
the
just
car.
need you to run over all of the red lights and get here quickly.
Uh, yeah, and I think with you trying to assess the situation, um, and figure out what is going on here, um, I think the move is gonna switch on you. Um, and I think that's
Scared?
Phoebe is gonna look
Okay.
at your phone
Oh.
and say, "You didn't say the whole gang was here." Hey, Spotlight. Penumbra? Anybody?
I feel like at this point,
Maybe.
like, we're just yelling into the phone, but it's
The
muted,
phone
so
is
we can't hear.
yeah, the phone's still muted. It's like no one say anything. They can totally spot us if we move or talk.
Ooh.
Uh,
Yeah, Alan's
Deny,
gonna reach
Violet,
over and unmute the
deny.
phone. Alan reaches over and unmutes the phone.
God
Hey,
damn it.
Phoebe. What? Zeno, we're fucking here.
Yeah. Fine.
Uh,
Seriously,
Uh,
stupid. Hey, Phoebe. What you doing, boo?
I'm gonna play them on speaker and be like, "Oh, I forgot. I was calling them when I came out. I never expected to see you here."
Mm.
You
And
were just getting popcorn.
yeah, I think Phoebe says Void. I mean, no, Violetta. You've always been just a terrible liar. You wanted to know where the magic came from? And Z sort of looks beyond you up towards the building. Um, and you see the iconic multicolored hats, uh, large pointed wizard's hat of the Magic Man. Uh, and Z and Z sort of like comes in close and says, I know everyone's coming. Um, but I know everyone's coming here. That's the whole plan. All of this is about to be a very big distraction. Please, V, let us do our work. And a huge explosion on like the far upper levels of the asylum. Um, like very much away from where you know like your dad stays. Um, but just a giant hole has like opened up like in the side of the asylum. Um, and like you see Magic Man sort of like enter enter the building, and as you as you turn to look at this, you hear like a flapping of wings behind you. You turn and Phoebe is trying to fly away. Um, and I think at this point, all of y'all sort of like, I think right before like Phoebe starts flying, like everybody like sort of screeches like in the car and like into the scene. You see Phoebe like extending wings and about to like dip. You see a huge building in the middle of the bay just like have a big explosion. And I think you would also see the iconic hat of the Magic Man. Um, what are y'all doing as you enter this scene? Or yeah,
I have an idea for Clara because she's been spending literally all day just absorbing as much natural sunlight as she can. So she's essentially at her peak performance right now. She's gonna see Peter panic, trying to get away, and all she just says is, "Not today, friend." And she's gonna summon a bow and arrow out of light, and try to shoot them down.
okay. This, oh gosh.
I'm sorry for my cat.
Yeah,
Never apologize for cats.
you're not directly engaging a threat here. You are unleashing your powers. So go ahead and roll plus freak um, to try and snipe Peter Panic out the sky.
Okay. Oh, pray for me, y'all. Pray for me.
Big stretch.
You got it.
Okay, so I rolled an 11 minus 2, 9.
Oof.
Can I try and help?
Yes, please.
I would like to, as this is happening, kind of pop up through the sunroof. And I would like to attempt to use my vitality absorption to kind of like drain her energy a little bit to slow her down enough for this bolt of light to be able to smack her.
Yeah, you do so. You spend a team and bump that up to a 10, and that's very good on an unleash your powers roll. Yeah, when you unleash your powers to overcome an obstacle, reshape your environment, or extend your senses, roll plus freak. On a hit, you do it, 7 to 9, mark a condition, or the GM will tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary. So, what effect do you want this to make, Ava? As, well, no. What effect do you want this to make, Spotlight, as you make your bow and arrow, shoot it? It finds purchase. Are you trying to like shoot this person completely out the sky? Are you trying to like grappling hook this person and like hold the rope taut? What's the vibe here?
I think completely out of the sky. I want to essentially render any means of wing and like flight, transportation for Zer to be null and void.
Oh, period. Yeah, you like, gosh, describe the comic panels as you like put on the brakes, skid to a stop, like jump out of the sunroof with a bow and arrow and shoot your old ally out of the sky. Describe that for me.
So I think for Clara, she screeches to a halt a little bit of ways because she doesn't want the damage to happen to the cousin's car. And she's gonna summon her light powers, jump through the sunroof with her flight, and she changes into her superhero costume. So now she's completely Spotlight. And as she jumps out, you can see the light just forming in her hands as she is like pulling back the string to just let loose and shoot. And it's mainly just a whisper of, "Not today, old friend." And she lets it go.
Anita, you went muted.
Muted.
You
It's
see
that
the
pesky
shot.
mute.
You see the shot arch and clip like right in like the junction, like behind Zer wings that you know is there because you've trained with Zer, and like you have some familiarity, and shot out of the sky plummets down, yeah, and is gonna mark a condition because that is that's a hard heavy hit that you have put down. Beautiful. um yeah, like everyone else, the car has like screeched to a halt. Spotlight is immediately on the case. Like, what is everyone else doing?
Um, Spotlight just sniped Peter Panic out of the sky, right?
Yeah.
Um,
I will say that like you probably returned to yourself after like the vision as the explosion went off on the side of the building. So you're still like a little disoriented in like everything that's happening. But Spotlight is out the sunroof, flying in super gear. What are y'all doing? What are you doing, Livy?
Can I use my 21st century studies move to assess the situation?
Oh, please do.
All right. it says even on a miss, I get +1 ongoing to act on answers. Oh, this is unfortunate. Wait,
Oof.
hold on. No, no, this is excellent.
What did you roll?
Hold on, let me. What is it that I? Hold on, let me double check something.
Yeah, go ahead and double check because I think you roll with
Uh,
something different.
I do not. I do not.
Oh,
I just do a regular assess the
so
situation, but then I
just
get
roll
a
plus
plus.
superior.
Okay, no, this isn't. This isn't terrible. It's an 8,
Okay,
and
an
then it's
8.
and then it says, so whatever the result is, and then I can always ask, what does the future know about this moment?
All right, so
As an extra question. So I think
you
what
get
I'll
one of
do.
the assess the situation questions and one of the future questions. So,
It's one. What here can I use to prevent Peter Panic from escaping?
um, okay, yeah. What here can you use to prevent Peter Panic's escape? Um, seems as though, oh yeah, um, Peter Panic is like mostly using flight to escape out of most situations. Spotlight has taken away flight. Um, you know that like you have studied Peter Panic like a lot, like especially like in the future and your memories coming back about like, oh, Peter Panic. Um,
He sucks at running. No, I'm kidding.
well, doesn't suck at running actually, is pretty fast. And like the villain Peter Panic will, if a quick escape is needed, expend a lot of fear toxin to cover the exit and run away. Something here that you can use to like stop that escape is the bay water. If you have like telepathy and can like manipulate the
Telekinesis.
water to like, yeah, telekinesis, if you can manipulate the water to like damp out the fear toxin, the toxin won't like be able to expand.
Uh,
And you
I
can like cut and you can stop Peter Panic from doing that.
the the question, what does the future know about this moment?
The future knows a lot about this moment. Um, I think you know that this is happening a lot quicker than it did the last time you went through this. Like
I did the opposite of helping by coming back.
you were 17 and a half when this happened.
I accelerated it by a whole ass year. Great.
Which could mean that you're like messing things up. It could mean that you are making so much progress in like impeding whatever plot this is that the villains felt like, okay, let me speed up this process before they catch on anymore. Um, you're not sure if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but this is the moment of the jailbreak. Well, not the jailbreak, the asylum like break.
Yeah.
Like some of the most powerful magic users that have turned out to be villains in the history of the city escape here and now and just cause a whole bunch of ruckus. Um, you know that like half of the heroes in the city are going to be out here just trying to clean up this absolutely out of pocket mess. Um, you know that a lot of the collars are going to be deactivated that like tamp down the magic. Um, there's going to be a lot of mischief and mayhem. That is what the future knows about this moment.
I think what Livy will do is um, quickly yell, bad stuff's about to go down. Uh, the fear toxin doesn't play well with water. Just yells it out to the team.
Word. Yeah. And you also got like telepathy, psychic links that you can do to communicate to everyone, no matter if they can hear you or not. But I assume you're like getting out of the car and like getting ready to
Yeah.
do super stuff.
Yeah, but I think I relay the information like on the mental network just so people know what to do.
Facts. Yeah, I think Tessa, Alan James, what's the vibe right now?
Oh boy. It's a great fucking question.
Yeah, that is
Casually
worrisome.
preventing the end of the world.
I mean, I feel like the vibe for Tessa right now is just the vibe for Tessa right now is just confusion.
Fair, fair. You went to go like check on your friend slash capture Peter
Yeah.
Panic, and now a building exploded. Um,
It's a rough
nice.
time. It's a rough
Yeah,
time.
it's kind of rough. Um, but I guess like you are getting out and just like sort of getting your bearings as well. You hear the message from Livy, and see like um, Peter Panic fall, like, and a big like superhero, poof, like, and it's less noticeable because of the explosions and magic stuff that is coming out of the side of the asylum that's in the middle of the bay. But like you are like noticing that and focusing on that. And it seems like your teammates don't want this person to get away. Um, but as you're sort of like gathering yourself and like getting your wits about you, Alan James, do you have anything that you're feeling right now?
Um, so she is mostly just deeply frustrated. This is all of this is so much. Wasn't supposed to be dealing with Phoebe. Not was supposed to blow up. I've had a rough fucking weekend, and all I wanted to do was sit quietly with Nana and eat some fish. Everybody's ruining my weekend. I just, I'm very selfishly annoyed for all the wrong reasons.
You know, they're valid reasons. Alan James can be childish a little bit.
a little. Um, so Alan has Alan has a faux flight. She can't really fly, but what she does have is she has an anti-gravity pack is one of her two things, but instead of an actual pack, they are subdermal implants. So if she jumps and they will she doesn't really fly so much as she floats very slowly, so long as she jumps high enough. So she immediately is going to jump to her max height so that she can slowly float down and try to get a bird's eye view of what all's going on with the explosion.
Nice. Go ahead and try to assess the situation for me. Um, yeah, roll plus superior.
All right. Superior is 2. All right, that's a 10.
Nice. Uh, Go ahead and ask 2 questions from the assess the situations list.
All right. So these are all good questions. Let's see. Let's go with what here is the biggest threat and how can we best end this quickly?
What here is the biggest threat? That's a complicated question because you were all on the call when you heard Phoebe say that this is just a distraction. And you can definitely see like top floors of the asylum and like some people flying up and out of the place and like magic sparking being happen, like the magicians that are like up in the asylum are, especially in like the taller floors, are very very dangerous. um but like I think being it's I think you can tell that like this is a big danger and this is a lot of things happening and it's a very public thing. So you know that very public adult heroes and teams of adult heroes, like so many people are going to be swarming this area for that. It is very important for you to, yeah, I think, ooh, this is actually something special that I can give to Alan James. As you like jump up into the air and sort of float down, you're looking around at Peter Panic on the ground, like trying to like get up after that hard fall. You're seeing a whole lot of danger, a whole lot of magic danger coming out of the asylum. You are seeing like some iconic like vehicles of heroes like zooming down the city. You are seeing like a couple of figures flying up and like towards this area. Um, you're seeing like this is going to be the site of a lot of attention for a while. And I think with the 10 plus, you also like look down towards the mall and just a flash of memory, something about the city from like this bird's eye view. The mall that your friends have frequented, that Phoebe O has recently exploded, that is probably like still undergoing construction to like get built up back up again. That is the exact same place where your brother left the crater. And you feel that whatever is happening there, the holes that Phoebe O opened up in the mall, there's a pathway that Peter Panic wanted to open up so that they could get down there. And there is something important. There's some very big threat. Like judging from Livy's sort of warnings, judging from everyone, there is some very big threat that is happening in the basement below the basement of the mall.
So Alan aims herself so that as she touches down to the ground, she touches down directly next to Phoebe. And she drops to her knees and kind of grabs them by the back of the hair. Just kind of goes, you know what? I know you were friends with a lot of people on the team, but we only knew each other about a week, Phoebe. I don't like you like that. What the fuck is going on?
Get some therapy.
Um, yeah, and I think as you like pull Phoebe up by her hair and like get in her face, I think Phoebe, be honest with us. I see
Look.
you.
Look.
Um,
Kick Jen out.
No, I cannot be defeated.
never change, Jen. Um, I think Z sort of Z sort of like comes to her feet and says, nice trick. I've got some tricks of my own. And a yeah, I think like yeah, Phoebe doesn't know you either. So like there's less like conflictedness about this. Z's just going to like explode in like fear toxin and try to use that to get away. Um,
Yeah, I have one last move real quick though. Phoebe explodes in fear toxin, that's fine because I have one other ability with me, and that is that I have force field projectors. And when I can feel Phoebe tensing up, I can feel them kind of flexing their muscles. The battered wings are getting ready to buffet all that fear toxin around, and I'm gonna bubble us. I'm gonna lock us both inside as it goes.
this, yeah, this is going to be a, oh God, this is really cool. I love this energy. This is going to be a roll to unleash your powers. Yeah, you're definitely reshaping your environment. Uh, Go ahead and roll plus freak.
All right, and because I want to argue that I am working on the answer you gave me for what here is my biggest threat as you redirected me towards the mall and thus to Phoebe. I would like to suggest that I get a +1 for working on those answers.
I want to also lawyer here. Phoebe is injured right now, so because of the assistance of Clara, so there should be some benefit from that.
Uh,
Well, here's
take
the
your
thing.
Yeah, they
Because
just
I'm
ate
already
Brown.
rolling +3 for my freak, so if I get that additional one, I'm rolling with a +4.
yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure +4 is yeah. +4 is the highest that you can roll. So
right.
go ahead and roll +4.
And that is an 11.
Um, you do the thing. Um, yeah, like you make a bubble and yeah, I think that like your site is completely like obscured because like even though you're unaffected by the uh gas that is around, um there is um even though you're unaffected by the gas that's around, there is like very thick smoke. Um and it is very, very hard to like see even your hand in front of your face. Um, but you successfully bubble Peter Panic and yourself. Um, oh gosh. Yeah, that's a good move. Uh yeah.
Here's the thing. I am willing to be scared and act a fool because I personally get violent and mean when frightened. But I'm kind of hoping that if I trap myself and Phoebe in there long enough, and Phoebe has to breathe enough of their own gas, that we can manipulate that and scare and just take advantage of scared Phoebe and bully them into telling us what the fuck's going on at the mall.
Oh, that's fun. I think as Phoebe like recognizes, oh, I am I am bubbled. I have become in a bubble. Uh, Phoebe is going to turn back to you and try to engage you in a little bit of combat. Um, yeah, but I would love to like kick it out to Violetta and Tessa, who haven't really got to do much like so far. Ooh, and we're almost like at time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so what like do we have closing thoughts or do we have like something that we can end on with you two? Like, is there things that you want
uh
to do?
Void kind of has a plan, and they know Tessa has wings. I have a question for Tessa. Can Tessa fly with their
uh,
wings, or are they just an
I
accessory wings?
suspect I suspect the answer is if I take Doom, then yes.
Okay.
But I'll leave that one up to actually Anita for final ruling.
Yeah, I'll say that like Phoebe was so far away that like the little bit that you absorbed from Phoebe, like to help Clara's like arrow roll, that isn't enough to give you like full size wings. You can like get like tiny wings, but it wouldn't be very good flight that you're getting out of that. Um,
Okay. So
but
the
Okay.
yeah, like do you have a move that can do you have a doom sign that can emulate flying or like give you flying?
So it's less that, it's more of a kind of like a wield your powers kind of thing where I might see about taking some energy from like even just like the wildlife around me to kind of boost that a little bit, or if someone is willing to lend me a little bit of strength as well.
Since
Jesus.
since Void knows it, it seems a little bit tricky. Void wants to do something fast, and what she wants to do fast is uh Violetta like jumps midair. The black armor covers her entirely, and just falls next to Captain Jack and Phoebe, and says, "Phoebe, we're gonna take a little bit of a trip, and it's gonna take the bubble, and it's gonna Hulk jump with them the furthest way she can from the tower, because she knows a distraction. She doesn't have the information that Captain Jack has yet, but she needs to take them away from this entire mess that it's gonna start happening if they want to figure this out."
What
Go
I
ahead. Oh,
what I
yeah.
can do is maybe sprout like a little cephalopod suction cup and just on the side of the bowl.
Period. Go ahead and roll plus freak to unleash your powers. Uh,
um
spotlight, please. Oh wait, no, not spotlight. Like Violetta, you're doing the thing. Please roll plus freak to unleash your
yeah,
powers.
it's a 6. Anyone wants to help?
Thank you for the raid quest line, D&D, just in time for us to fail a
Yay!
roll.
Yeah.
Like
Tessa, you don't want to
I
like.
will
Did you drop us? Is that what happens when you fail the roll? Did you drop us?
I
I
hope I
will
don't.
I will allow Tessa to like Tessa is the only person in this scenario that can use a team to help out. If you tell me how.
Can I... Okay, so I know that technically vitality absorption is absorption. Can I give some back? Can I reverse a polarity?
Yeah, you're a science person.
I am a
I
science
like
person.
this vibe. Um I I want to make this an unleash your powers roll too,
Okay.
just to see like how well that works
Let's see.
because it's new.
It is
So
new.
go ahead.
This is a new
Go ahead and roll plus
experiment.
3.
That's an 11. It was an 8 plus 3.
Like you smooth like Matt Damon in The Martian, sciencing the shit out of it.
I just kind of like, I look over at Clara and I think about how much I need this to go well and how much I like draw strength from having her near me.
I need to impress G-Duck.
And then I give that strength to Violetta.
And I feel like the two of you like both do that like both do a Hulk jump because like you get some strength from like your like absorption of stuff as well. I feel like the both of you leap off and away from this area. Um, that bumps Violetta's roll to like Hulk jump away to a 7. So Violetta, you can either mark a condition to make it more stable, or the GM can tell you how the effect is unstable.
I'm gonna take hopeless because this seems very hopeless at the moment.
All right. Yeah, I feel like this is communicated with the teammates. And like spotlight wavelength, you see the team sort of like jump off with a bubble of just fear toxin. Seemingly effectively captured Peter Panic and wanting to move away from everything that's happening here that is apparently a distraction. I guess does wavelength and spotlight follow the Hulk jumping um the Hulk jumping team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She already did her shot, so she can she can fly, so she can just follow.
And with that, you all jump and leap from jump, leap, fly, get carried in a dome of toxin to a secondary location.
Street smarts.
Off on the horizon of Halcyon City, as we see one final panel of like all of you like spotlight and wavelength like flying up behind Violetta and Tessa like carrying this ball of Alan James and Alan James and Phoebe, who are probably just getting knocked around in this ball. Like this is a maneuver that y'all neither of you have tried before.
Hamster ball.
And we see in the background of you 6 like going off in the distance magic users in the background and heroes from all over the city converging on the bay. And with that, we are going to end our stream for the night. Thank you all so much for coming, for hanging out with us, for like enjoying the show and like investing in us. I felt that very intimately. Today I needed that. So thank you all. With that, I need to give it to my cast to do a little bitty outro. Um, I completely forget which order I started in. Um, gosh, I will just kick it over to Arnica first. Arnica, tell me what's good.
All right, thank you everyone so much for showing up. It's been so much fun. I've been Alan James, also known as Captain Jack, your little space pirate who can and could. You can catch me on Twitch, Twitter, and Hive at Arnitex Ross. You can find me tomorrow night over on Val Durant's Twitter channel. Twitter channel. That's where we play video games. We play games on Twitch at 7:30 for Morphs on the Bayou. Our Animorphs Blades in the Dark hack. So much fun. We are in it. I may or may not have lost 25% of my eyes to some cops last week. It was wild. They blew off one of my little Angelite eye stalks. I may or may not have run into the cop shop with a stolen car though. So I
Fuck
did
12.
start that fight. Fuck 12.
Still, fuck 12. It's their fault.
I'm gonna finish the fight too. Anyway, I'm definitely not kicking cops for my cute little blue centaur hooves. So, Morphs on the Bayou, come see it tomorrow. And then catch us Friday here back again on Girls Run These Worlds at 2:30 for the penultimate episode of Aliens. We are having a blast. 5 episodes in, and I'm still what? Black, bold, and beautiful? Still on my first character? Sure am. Come check out Pilot Leah Davis. Come see how I've been so black, so loud, and still so alive for 5 episodes of Deep Space Horror. And I'll see y'all again for the finale here on Tuesday.
Beautiful. All right, Najra, I'll kick it to you next.
Hey everyone, I'm Najra. I played Violetta, aka Void, with a very dramatic episode for my character, which I loved. Thank you, Anita. You can find me on social media as Najra Creations. I'm a professional costume maker and apparel designer. I make cute things. If you want anything, shoot me a message. And I don't have any games upcoming. I play here and there sometimes. So see you around.
Did we lose Anita?
Looks like Anita
We may have
frozen.
lost.
Oof.
So let's go ahead and scoot outros over to Ava. Oh wait, hang on.
Oh,
There she is.
Are
Hello.
we here?
We're back. Hello.
Hi.
Yes.
Ava, take it away.
My darlings and dears, I put the camera back on so I could do the fan clack for you. It's your mother Ava here. This week you can catch me on Sundays, starting a new Thirsty Sword lesbian show over on the Exquisite Corpse channel. I'll be playing one of the daughters of King Arthur and going through the challenges of living up to those expectations. That's going to be fun. And then next week on Tuesday, you can catch me talking with Casper D and Ghost on their Twitch channel, Casper D and Ghost. We're going to be just talking about TTRPG stuff and just vibing because we just finished Gone Ghost over on the Initiative Order, which was our Monster Hearts game. Outside of that, you can find me anywhere at Madam Ava Couture, mainly on Twitter, but March is going to start being busy, so follow over there and you can see the stuff that I'm doing. It's been good, y'all.
Vibes. Anne, you're up next.
Hi, my name is Anne. You can find me on Twitter at XO_Girl Wonder. I was playing Wavelength, aka Livy, our disaster time traveler. Um, this week is a pretty quiet week for me. On Thursday, I will be on the Spectrum TTRPG channel playing Power Rangers in a campaign called Let There Be Thunder. I may have accidentally uh, messed something up and gotten yeeted into a post-apocalyptic hellscape. Sound familiar? Yeah, it's kind of a theme right now. Uh, I told my friends to mess me up for my birthday, and they are delivering. So that's the second part of the two-part birthday storyline that they came up with for me. And then I'll be back here for the finale of this wonderful story. So it's a very quiet week for me. Yeah, that's it for me.
That Jen, round us out.
Hello, I'm sorry, I'm too square to round us out. Anyway, hi, I'm Jen. I have been Tessa, aka Penumbra, your friendly local, very lovesick, very gay teenager superhero. I can be found on Twitter at JenBurb, and that's about it. I like cheese.
I love that for you. Um, vibes, everyone. I have been your game mistress for this night. My name is Anita. You can find me on Twitter and TikTok at Anita the Lesbian. I I am doing things like our Kids on Brooms sort of limited series that I am doing on this channel is taking our mid-season break. And we will be back in April to finish that up. But in the meantime, if you want more Anita or Anita twice a week, you can hop over to the Fuzka Twitch channel. That is twitch.tv/Fuzka, Foozca. Fuzka has like a Girls Run These Worlds alum, actually. Fuzka's brother, Nenners, has put together just a very fun Forgotten Realms D&D 5e adventure for us. That's just going to be very, very fun. I'm going to play a wizard and get... God. Yeah, I'm playing a wizard in a campaign that's like mostly paladin/religious characters. So she's a religious wizard, but she's a lot of fun. She's a little bit cursed, and we love her. But yes, like tomorrow at twitch.tv/Fuzka, I'm pretty sure at 8 p.m. Eastern time. You can check me out over there. And yeah, this is what we've been up to. This is who we are. We're at Girls Run These Worlds. I have some very great things to mention about like we already talked about Alien like having its penultimate episode like this upcoming week, but next week something that is very like integral, I think, to Girls Run These Worlds, the return of Roll for Luck, starring our wonderful, incredible, beautiful Mother Ava, is returning. And gosh, by golly gee, I have been very excited about that return. So everybody, like, get ready for Ryu to DM, for Ava to play more. That's going to be a whole thing that I am so excited for. If you're ever like wanting to do one of these, get on the screen and just like do a creator app thing. The creator app is always open. If you have a story you want to tell with Girls Run These Worlds, we want you to tell it. It is the pinned tweet at the Girls Run These Worlds Twitter, which is Girls Run Worlds. We cut out the these. Twitter doesn't like us, but we move. Gosh, I think that's all I have to say. We are going to raid a very, very special channel. That is in the thing, Q times. We are rating Q times. So please, y'all, stick around. Spread the love that has definitely been felt here. Have a blessed night. And we will see you this time next week for the finale of the first season of this group of heroes. All right, peace, y'all.